In this video I want to talk about how to solve simple decimal problems. Things like 3.4 times 1000 and also how to do division with decimals. The first thing what you need to watch out for is finding this decimal point. That's this dot right here. And please don't confuse it with any commas that you also frequently see in numbers. So for example, if you write 4 million, I'm going to write this like this and there's all these commas here, but that's just a reading help. That has nothing to do with decimals. So the first thing that we need to understand is that if we do multiplication with decimals, we're going to shift the decimal point to the right. That's for multiplication. And that should make sense because obviously with multiplying, we're going to make it a bigger number. So we need to shift it to the right. When we're doing division, let's do the same example, 3.4 divided by 1000. We're going to need to shift this decimal point to the left. And that's for division. We're going to make it a smaller number. Let's solve first the multiplication problem. So now we're going to want to know what is 3.4 times 1000. To make things a little bit easier, we can put our numbers in a grid here. So that's 3.4. And now I want to know what it is if I multiply it with 1000. So you can see here that 1000 has the 3 zeros. So that reminds me I need to shift the decimal point 3 times. That will be times 10, that's times 100, and that's times 1000. So this is now my new decimal point. Let's quickly get rid of the old one to not confuse us, because that's not here anymore. I have shifted it. And now I'm just going to fill up that with zeros. So my result is, that's my new decimal point. And obviously I can write this also like 3400. I don't need the zeros in the end after the decimal point. That doesn't change the value. Okay, let's do a division problem. Let's use 3.4 divided by 1000. What is that? Let's also use this grid here. And let's put in here my number. That's 3.4. And now I want to divide it by 1000. So therefore I need to go divided by 10, divided by 100, divided by 1000. So I have 3 zeros. So 3 steps to go. And now I'm going to just put in the zeros. I'm just going to fill up with zeros. So this is going to be my new decimal point here. So let's get rid of the old one. So the result is going to be 0.0034. So let's do a couple of more practice questions. What about 0.0078? Going to make the point in red times 100. So I need to shift it 2 times, 2 zeros, 10 times 100. And this is going to be my new one. So what is this number going to be? 0.78. Because these numbers here, I can just get rid of these zeros. They don't have any meaning. And remember, we shifted the decimal point, so it's gone where it was before. So next, we have here 3,000,000.54 divided by 10,000. And now again, focus on the decimal point. You don't need to even use these commas. These commas are just good to read the number. So let's put this in our grid. Now we're going to do 3,000,000.54 divided by 10,000. So here we have 4 zeros. And we want to do division, so we need to shift to the left. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's our new decimal point. So let's write the result. It's going to be 300 point. And now we have 4 zeros, 5, 4. This concludes a brief introduction on how to solve decimal problems.